Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for January of 2021. This month, you're going to find that there are a lot of themes around home and family, and you might well address those in a family soul group reading, which you can get if you follow the link in the YouTube description below. 2021 has an entirely different character from 2020. One reason is that Jupiter and Saturn have left Capricorn and have moved into Aquarius, creating an entirely different tone. We talked about this in your December horoscope, so you might check that to find out more about it and how it lands in your chart. We've also started building a playlist of videos about 2021. You can find that on our YouTube channel as well. Well, Julia, what do Mars, Mercury, and Venus have in store for our friends, the Scorpios, this month?
Good question. Well, hey, Scorpio. So Mars begins the month in your sixth house of health and work. And wherever we have Mars is where we face frustrations and flare-ups with things. Now, it's been in this sixth house for months because it's done a whole retrograde cycle here. But the good news is that it's leaving this house on January 6th, and then it's entering your seventh house. So it's just nice to have a change. The seventh house is the house of partnership. So if you are in a relationship, you could run into more arguments, more frustrations with your partner, but it is a wonderful transit for doing some group effort with your partner. Like, for example, maybe painting a room together or doing something to get out that energy so you don't end up biting each other's heads off. The next planet I'll talk about is Mercury, the planet of communication and mentation. It begins the month in your third house until about January 8th. So for the first week, it's going to be a very mentally stimulating period. It's a really great time for any writing, any public speaking that you might need to do. But then on January 8th, when Mercury moves into your fourth house of family and home, you're going to spend a lot more time thinking and communicating with the people you live with, or maybe even your family members. Another way this transit can manifest is that you're spending a lot of time strategizing about your home front, whether that is moving to a new home or doing things in your current home to make it more satisfying. Mercury will be going retrograde at the very tail end of the month on January 30th, but since it's doing its whole retrograde cycle, most of it, the majority of it in February, we're going to cover that in our next crop of videos, so stay tuned for that. Venus, the planet of art, beauty, and relationships, begins the month in your second house of money and stuff. So for about the first week, it's a very wonderful time for any financial negotiations you have to do because Venus can bring diplomacy wherever she goes. But then on January 8th, she moves into your third house. This is the house of siblings, neighbors, and neighborhood. So it's a very, very wonderful transit for just enjoying your neighborhood and local surroundings, whether that's meeting up with some neighbors. And if you do have any brothers or sisters, cousins, and other extended relatives can also be represented by the third house as well. It's going to be a wonderful time for getting along well with them.
Yes, indeed. And Aquarius season begins on January 19th, and that fills up your fourth house of home and family, domestic life, heritage, roots. Really brings the spotlight to that arena. And there's a lot of activity in that arena, not just this month, but really throughout the whole year. You're going to be working hard in this arena. You're going to be also growing quite a bit in this arena. And you might ultimately feel like this is where it all begins. Now, on the 12th of January, we have got a moon. It's a new moon happening in Capricorn in your third house. This is a house Julia was just talking about in terms of it being a house of your immediate environment, like the neighbors and the people right around you. It is a house of thought and communication, and a new moon is generally a time of new beginnings. Now, Pluto has been traveling through this house for some time and has probably been wreaking quite a bit of havoc. Pluto is a planet of death and rebirth, and it's very much involved in this moon. In fact, we're calling this moon Newborn Ambitions Phoenix Rising because Pluto has really been transforming your communication, like how you do it, how you think, how you form your thoughts, how you get them across, how you hear other people. It's been a really intense bunch of years with Pluto passing through this house. And this new moon falling here in the third house might be the time when you feel like that phoenix is finally getting ready to rise from the ashes. Then we have the other of this month's moons, which is on the 28th. And this is a full moon in Leo, which falls in your 10th house. And this involves a lot of fire, a grand trine in fire with Juno here in Sag and Chiron in Aries to that moon in Leo. Now, you've got Leo in your 10th house to begin with. And so you like a little recognition on the job, not too much perhaps, because, you know, Scorpio. But you know, you like to be noticed, and this could be the sort of time when that actually happens. And wouldn't that be great? Especially if it was just the right amount, right? How rare is that? But I think that the harmony of this grand trine and fire just brings a wonderful feeling of inspiration, and it's going to have you totally glowing at work and worthy of that recognition. Now, this winter is a really good time to start new projects. I'm talking January and February. And the reason for that is that, number one, the pandemic hot degree has expired. Woohoo, thank God. And also, there are no outer planets retrograde whatsoever. Everything is direct, moving forward at a good speed. This is definitely the kind of energy that you want to capture in, you know, something that you begin, something big, like if you want to elope, get married suddenly. I'm not talking planning the wedding, I'm talking actually having the wedding, right? If you want to break ground, you know, on something that you're building, if you want to make a large purchase like a car or a home or a property of some kind, January and February are a good time to do that, with the exception of the days from January 30th to February 20th, because Mercury is going to be retrograde there. Don't incept a new project while Mercury is retrograde, because it's going to slow down, it's going to gum up the works, and you definitely don't want that. Well, that's all we have for you today, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please be sure to subscribe and like and share widely with all of your friends, and visit our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology, if you want to find all of our horoscopes and send them to your friends, or if this is your rising sign and you want to see your sun sign horoscope. And you can find us on the web at pandoraastrology.com, where you can get readings, take classes, or just check out our monthly forecast. And until next month, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.